I would tell them to basically not give up. It's easy to say, but I look back at my experience with Dark Matter. Dark Matter was a project that I started developing way back when I was on Atlantis, and I developed the project for 6 years at least. And we finally went out with it, and there was a point where I was out with two projects, uh, Dark Matter and another project, a crime show, and it looked very bad for Dark Matter. It looked like the networks had passed, but the crime show looked like it was going to go. And then in 24 hours, the crime show was dead, and Dark Matter ended up going. So the fact is, you never know. It all of it just comes down to obviously comes down to talent. Whatever you're working on has to be great. Connections help getting it to the right people who make the right, make the decisions. But a lot of it is just luck and timing and just, being able to land at the right place at the right time. In the case of Dark Matter, I remember Natalie Cooper, who was the head of development at Prodigy Pictures, the production company for Dark Matter. She was telling me that Jay, the president, was out shopping, trying to get a show, and he was throwing out, a bunch of ideas, and he came back and he said to Natalie, I don't know, the Sci-Fi Network is looking for a space opera, but I don't have a space opera. And Natalie said, yes, you do. And it was on his desk. It was one of like 12 projects on his desk. And so the timing was right. He sent it in. I was lucky to have Natalie Cooper, who remembered my project, and put it in front of Jay, who put it in front of Sci-Fi, who ended up buying the show. So again, you just have to keep at it, because you never know what's going to land, and nothing is ever dead. I mean, there's so many times where I've shelved projects that years later may get an option. So, just keep writing, keep amassing those scripts, and set them aside, send them out there. And then if, nobody bites, set them aside, because maybe it's just the timing is not right.